Path of Night is an actual play Vampire the Masquerade podcast set in the classic world of darkness. We're all friends, we're here to have fun, but our story can include graphic violence, drug use, sexual content, and other mature themes. We've talked at our table about safety, comfort, and consent both as players and storytellers. We know what to expect, we're all excited to be here, and we want you to feel the same, so listener discretion is advised. Now let's walk the Path of Night.
Last time on Path of Night, the sheriff's bully boy Johnny Saxon found Britta, a young amnesiac who was embraced against her will and abandoned in the streets of New Haven, Connecticut. Johnny felt compelled to support Britta and got help from his coterie mates Miles Davenport and Neil Foster to figure out some way to keep the young kindred from being destroyed in accordance with the rules of the Camarilla. Elsewhere, Johnny's coterie mate Wynn found disturbing things in the woods outside the city. To avoid having to make a deal with the local Nosferatu Shaw, the coterie planned to meet with their ally, Sheriff Earl Weathers.
Is Weathers the tall one?
He's this one.
Well, it seemed like Miles...
Pointing directly.
Neil, what do you want?
Well, I didn't want to... Johnny, you want to...
Johnny, what do you want?
I was hoping to ask a favor.
My office. Boom! Shoves the door open. It looks like kind of a small office.
He's actually a teddy bear, I promise.
What happened to hello, I need a favor?
That's what I feel about Shaw.
What?
Don't you usually start with hello, I need a favor?
No,
Don't take social cues from
Johnny,
me.
what are you waiting for? Let's
Inside,
go.
No,
please.
they're very... Do you want me to hang out here and just kind of...
You're gonna go inside anyway.
Last call, Johnny.
Everybody in, let's go.
Nope, see? All right. I was just looking for some directive.
You guys file in one at a time.
I'll close the door.
A little cramped in here.
It is a little tight in the office.
Do you want to sit on my shoulders, Neil?
No.
Okay.
The sheriff sits down in his seat, lowers his face into a palm, and looks like he's already had a little bit of a long night. Young Lick, what's up?
So, I'm sure you've heard plenty about the situation we got going on, huh?
Yeah.
From behind Britta, Neil just points directly at her.
Did you know that this was the situation when you sent me down to pick her up?
No. As far as
Is that the truth?
Johnny calling me a liar?
Whoa.
Neil, not helping.
Sorry.
No. Point is, this young girl is now in a big old shitstorm.
Yeah.
And I think you know why I'm now in the middle of this shitstorm, too.
You got attached.
He sheepishly kind of looks over at Britta.
Sheriff Weathers?
Yeah.
You sent Johnny to help me.
In a manner of speaking.
Thank you.
I sent Johnny to help the Camarilla. Your presence here does not help the Camarilla. I hope you understand that.
As much as I can.
I need you to understand that a little bit more. Here's the score. Our kind has to remain a secret, which means those who are inducted into this circle need to understand what it takes in order to survive, how to preserve that secret. This secret is so important that those who are not properly instructed, those who are embraced without the proper protocol followed, usually meet final death. The end. Do you understand why your presence is so dangerous? Can you imagine what would have happened if you weren't found in time? How many people could have been hurt?
I'm a risk, I understand that. But...
You're a fucking disaster.
It's not
Yeah,
her
but
fault.
whose embrace wasn't a disaster?
Neil points at Miles.
I mean, no, it wasn't a disaster entirely, but it did come with its own drama. Anyways.
But while it was a disaster, it wasn't necessarily your fault. And I respect Johnny for wanting to help you out. But Johnny, that doesn't make for good survival instincts. You know that, right?
Yeah? Yeah, I know that.
Alright, well... Now that we've been through that talk, what's your plan? What do you need for help?
I need some kind of leverage on the prince.
Fuck.
Neil happens to know a certain Nosferatu who's willing to trade for whatever the hell he's going to trade for, but I told him I'd rather talk to you before I go crawling to Shaw.
You know her kind of survival's gonna take at least a boon of blood.
Okay.
From you, more.
Unless we split it.
Split it? You think he's going to let her get away with chump change?
No. But depending on what he needs done.
I know Shaw. Shaw's going to use her until there's nothing left.
Well, it wouldn't be proper to let her take the boon.
I don't think that's how that's going to play out. Shaw has to say. Shaw's going to make a play to offer a boon he already has over the prince. He's got a handful of those. And he's going to use that to purchase her.
I'm not here to be bought.
Okay, you don't get to decide what you're here for.
Yeah, we don't want you here to be dead either.
It might be the best option for her at this point.
I'm just trying to look out for my friend.
I know.
What about you? You got any
Between Shaw and Reese, I've got almost nothing left. They've been eating at me for months. Shaw doesn't have a blood boon on me.
Look, we might be able to talk Shaw down into something else.
He's willing to trade for Johnny. And Johnny, not to, try and pull on your self-sacrifice strings here, but who would you rather have blood boon to Shaw? You or Sheriff?
Neil can definitely soften things up, and we can see what we can do from there.
Shaw likes me. I don't see why everybody hates him that much.
I'm not saying he doesn't, or anything's wrong with Shaw in particular. I'm saying that he likes you.
I don't hate Shaw because he's mean or nice to people. I hate Shaw because of the things he does.
Yeah, okay. Just saying.
Yeah, me too.
It's an option.
All right, kid, it's your own life. I see no reason to not give you at least the illusion of choice. If you have to pick, what's it going to be? Slavery or final death?
To put it in a slightly softer way, do you want to die immediately? Or do you want to owe kind of a perspective-wise nasty guy?
No, Guy, he's not going to call for a boon from someone who isn't acknowledged. He's going to put her under his accounting.
Yeah, well, didn't see that one. Yeah, you're right. That's fair.
Well, we can't really allow that.
And she's never, ever going to make it into Camarilla society if he puts her under his accounting.
Yeah,
we
no,
can't.
that's, yeah.
I thought you said I needed to be under accounting.
Yes.
Yes, but it depends on who takes you.
I'm willing to pay the blood boon if anyone.
Well,
gives
so
a shit.
no. Here's the other thing though. We can't pull direct threads on Shaw that way. But there's got to be somebody that's a better choice for accounting. That
someone of her own clan would be better.
That does have a string to pull.
This is
and
my
yeah, that's
life.
trading favors on favors, but.
It's my life being bought. Shouldn't I be the one owing him the boon thing?
That's not, no.
You
that's
got nothing to offer, kid.
You're monopoly money at this point.
Yeah, it's more about who's gonna. So, you know how we spent a whole. Well, you're better at this, Miles.
I was going to say, yes, thank you. Basically, until you become acknowledged by the prince here, you're, to lack better words, worthless. So therefore, getting a boon from you is not worth anything to Shaw. That's why he won't do it. But if he can take your accounting, he basically can make you a slave until, at such time, he can present you to the coterie.
He'll never even bother.
Right. More than likely, according to Sheriff Weathers here, he will burn you out to the point where you would rather take your own life.
Well, we got two problems then. We got one, we have to convince the prince not to just declare you dead.
But that's not the.
And then also, we got to figure out how to make sure you don't wind up with someone like Shaw. Now, Weathers, I came here because I want another option than talking to Shaw. I'm willing to do that if that's what it takes.
Shaw's the only one I know that has boons on the prince.
Mm-hmm.
He's angling for something, and I don't think Rowlands sees it.
Rowlands.
The prince. You don't have to worry about that part. Your grace is fine.
Do not refer to him by name.
In general,
Word of warning,
for right now.
But
the sheriff has leeway.
Do we have any idea what clan she is?
Mildly.
I'm getting there.
Is there a way we can figure it out faster?
Yeah, but I need a newspaper.
Which newspaper?
Okay, I don't know if Neil's
What?
correct in that fact. And there are other ways of finding out, but we just see what manifests. Or if somebody would step up and claim her.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I know that's not going to happen.
I mean, you're the one with connections. Is there, Shaw is the connection to not having the prince.
Look, if we all call to talk to Shaw, maybe we can work something
Linden.
out.
Yeah.
What?
Talk to Elsa Linden. Toreador Primogen.
Yeah.
She doesn't have shit on the prince. But she might have something on Shaw.
Yeah, well, that's, yeah.
And she seems somewhat favorable to the circumstances.
It's not a bad idea.
Alright, here's the score, guy. You tell Elsa Linden that the major boon that she owes me is square if she can find a way to help you out.
Right on.
You got it?
Thanks, boss.
What do you want from us?
Tell me I didn't just waste my time.
I'll make sure you didn't waste your time.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Don't die, kid.
I'm trying.
Regardless, you can call upon us for something else too. That's not how these things work, and you know
You
it.
need extra muscle for something.
Depending on what Shaw does next, I might need it.
Well, none of us particularly like Shaw besides Neil, so...
That could be a good thing.
I'm just saying.
And I feel like Neil's kind of...
If you're gonna do something, go.
Yeah, we're going.
You guys go talk to Virgin Linden.
You gonna go find a paper?
I'm gonna go find a newspaper.
Check the bathrooms.
There's a stand outside on the street.
Also, once this stuff blows over, we got, sounds like Wynn found something in the woods that we need to talk about.
Yeah, I have it in my fridge.
What? Alright,
A later problem.
we'll talk.
The thing with the boy.
It's more of tomorrow night's problems.
Well, it's been
One night at a time.
His
Sounds
name's
shitty
Joey,
enough.
by the way.
Sounds like something
Joey.
real close to home. Like the night I got embraced close to home.
Gotcha.
Let's go talk to Elsa. Let me do this one.
Yeah.
You guys have fun.
Thanks.
That's the crowd of people that, I'm not dressed to talk to.
Yeah, I'm...
Could you... Like, I know you have other shirts.
I like this one.
It's just offensive.
it's
Neil,
a
you want to borrow
collectible.
mine?
Not
Yours doesn't have
much,
the same
but
sentimental
anyways.
value.
Johnny, Britta, and Miles head off to go have a conversation with Elsa Linden. Two of you head over, and she is on a couch, legs crossed, leaning back, very, very comfortable with a wine glass filled with an ominous dark red liquid. And gathered around her as if in droves are kindred who are listening to her regale stories about music and the works that she's put together, and a little bit of a tiff that she had back in the late 1800s with her own sire and members of the Toreador clan regarding her work and the future of the domain that she once ruled over as a prince.
I will get eye contact and basically...
Give me a manipulation plus etiquette roll.
When she mentions the late 1800s, I lean in towards Britta. She's not even the oldest of them.
Wait, that's her life she's talking about?
Johnny
what?
nods.
Difficulty what?
She's kind of a big deal. I'm going to say diff 7.
Okay, that is a wash.
Whether it's that she didn't notice you or simply chooses to acknowledge your presence, she simply continues with the story. The group of you kind of notice that you feel drawn to her beautiful story. There is power to her words.
I will wait for the end of a story and clear my throat.
She eventually, after 20 minutes or
Yeah.
so of her going on and on and on about all of the things that she loves, she finishes her class. And then, without even looking at the individual that is attending to her, she hands off her glass and waits for the next one. And now you may roll again. The difficulty goes up by 1 because you failed the roll. So you're at diff 8.
3.
All right.
Nice.
Miles, how long have you been there?
I was enjoying the story, Elsa.
Of course.
Well, we come to talk business.
Business is always... He goes on and on about business. What is your business? I don't think we've met.
It would be great if we could talk without a crowd.
A skilled socialite doesn't need privacy.
My business?
Yes, Britta, what is your business?
Well,
The glamour of her jewelry is utterly captivating. I need another self-control check.
Yeah.
You got this, girl.
What is this again? Self-control?
Yes.
Yeah.
Linden is dangerous.
2 successes.
With 2 successes, you manage to resist the call of the diamonds that glisten along her fingers.
Mm-hmm. I look to her jewelry and everything that she's wearing for a moment, and I manage to pull myself away. And
incredible, isn't it?
Yes. It's really beautiful, miss.
Little orchid, you are in far over your head. Miles, let's hear the business.
Weathers says that the major boon you owe him will go away if you can help us sort out her situation without
He sent Miles the Venture to tell me that message?
No, well, it came
He
from
actually
Johnny.
sent me.
I see.
But I figured you might like hearing it from Miles rather than from me.
Why did you think I would like hearing this? Alright, so...
As I understand it, you might
No,
not...
Johnny, please. You have already been too presumptuous. Miles, tell me what's going on.
Johnny's jaw tenses and he kind of just stares at the ground, fists clenched.
You know someone that has enough pull with the prince to make sure that she doesn't end up dead by the end of the night.
Yes, of course.
So, Weathers makes your boon go away if you make sure the situation goes favorably.
Just find favorably. A quick death? Painless?
No. She
Then
gets an accounting with not Shaw.
An accounting not with Shaw.
Correct.
Oh my god, because Shaw would do that, wouldn't he? I see.
People listen to you, it seems. For good reason. Your story was beautiful. Maybe you could help me.
Child, it's going to take more than getting people to listen to you. Shaw is a political powerhouse. He has acquired a great many boons over various kindred within the domain. But Shaw didn't reach that point without putting skeletons in his closet. Noticing his moves on the board, I've made a point to garner some details about his skeletons. Shaw is going to laugh at you if you approach him. And then he's going to drain you of everything you've got. And then he's going to kill her anyways. You know that.
So will you arm us?
Weathers needs this if he called in that boon. I don't know what he needs her for, but I'll help as best I can.
Thank you.
She seems to focus for a moment. You can sense a static between the two of you. The moment passes, and she receives her next glass from the individual that's attending her, and she stands up, and as if that's some sort of social cue, everyone moves away from her, giving her space to casually saunter away from the couch that she had occupied. And she wanders back to that balcony that you had seen her on earlier in the night.
Did she indicate that she wanted us to follow or no?
She does not, but she goes off alone to the balcony, and everyone else seems to excuse themselves away from it.
If I didn't see any cues, we will wait here.
Are you sure?
As much as I can be.
There's all kinds of dangerous in this world. Dangerous like Wynn, that'll rip your throat out. And dangerous like Linden there. That'll make you wish someone ripped your throat out.
Okay, let's not voice her to be an enemy to everyone.
No, all I'm saying is give women like that space.
Miles, your phone rings.
Excuse me. Don't move. I take like 2 steps over and answer the phone.
You're the one looking for details on Shaw?
Yes.
Good. You're going to delete this phone number as soon as this conversation is done, or I swear I'll kill you.
Of course.
Good. Shaw has been having meetings with individuals outside of the domain. It seems that he has been quietly investigating into the actions of the Xantosa family, and has gone through great lengths to make sure that no one else pursues this matter. I'm going to delete my phone number, understand?
I understand completely.
Thank you. Click.
I will delete his phone number.
Neil, You
Yes.
step outside.
Yep.
It's pretty easy to get your hands on a newspaper.
Yeah, I pop a couple of quarters into a box and...
Now you're doing that thing I think you're doing?
Yep.
All right, where are you going to go do it? Because you don't want to do it on the sidewalk.
Nope, I sure don't.
I'm going to keep an eye on him from the door.
I'm going to just step into an alleyway that has enough light that I can read and see the sky.
When are you going with him?
I'm keeping a respectful distance to make sure nobody jumps him while he's going to do
And
something.
as soon as I walk around a corner and I'm out of eyesight, I'm just going to sit down next to a dumpster, pop it open, and fade out of sight.
Okay. Wynn, you post up at the end of the alley. And Neil, you start doing your thing.
I do.
Why don't you go ahead and give me a dice roll?
I will do that.
How many successes was that?
2.
2 successes.
As I flip through and look at the horoscopes for today and sort of try and look at the sky.
Like 10, 15 minutes pass with him just sitting next to a dumpster, invisible, and looking at a newspaper. What 2 things would you like to learn about her?
I believe it's unspecified. You just sort of give
Let's
me 2
start
pieces of
with
information.
Britta's nature.
Perfectionist.
And then either if I can get... So I know it's not specifically about what has happened in the past. It's not illuminating, but it can give you avenues to pursue and ideas. So something related to clan or trauma or where she comes from would be great. But again, I don't get to ask specifics. It's just sort of a generalized. So that's nature. And then one other.
The other thing that you get reading her horoscope is her shaking hands with an individual and signing off on a property. You can definitely get the impression that it's a deed, and there are lawyers there, and it looks like she has made some sort of purchase that is very, very important to this young woman.
All right.
And you have an address.
I will flip to the real estate section of the paper and just start circling numbers and letters until I got this address down.
There's a location on the rack,
Okay.
and you know that it is a cafe that closed down 4 months ago.
All right.
The property doesn't have a business open now.
Interesting. So after thumbing through the paper and sort of checking the horoscope signs in the paper, like kind of trying to put my hand over the comics so I don't break my concentration and just start reading Family Circus, I check the position of the stars against where...
It seems that the clouds that had brought snow parted over the course of the past hour or two.
Right.
And you can actually see the glow of the moon and the stars. And you definitely get the impression that her destiny, her past, all of it, is written rather clearly amongst them. So if you can just look and focus well enough, you can get the details you're looking for.
I wish I knew how to do that. But you're getting in my way. Sort of look at the moon. I kind of glare a little bit. And then flip the paper, fold it up, roll it up, and put it in my pocket. And then suddenly appear right next to Winnie. So...
I misread the sheet. It is nature. Visionary.
Visionary.
Yes.
Visionary. Okay.
Gotcha. So, what do you... Yeah, wrong person to ask. What do you know about real estate deals?
It's a shitty market.
Is it?
Yeah,
I
kind
don't
of.
know. This bubble ain't ever
I'm also
burst.
comparing it to the 1940s, so
Fair enough. I guess.
I haven't bought property in my lifetime.
Okay. Miles probably the right guy to ask about this.
Miles is probably the right guy to
Miles
ask about
probably
this.
the right guy to ask
Did
about
you?
this.
So I'm assuming you found some information
Well,
then.
yeah, look at this. She's a Capricorn. That tells you so much.
Jesus Jones.
What?
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, super
Gray
fascinating.
is one of her colors. She should be watching out for injuries to her knees coming into the future.
There's a lot we could unpack with what you've told me here.
Not going to be really good in any relationships with an Aries, so you got to be careful with that.
Yeah, I'm not an Aries.
I don't know when were you embraced? It doesn't matter. This is irrelevant right now. I'm gonna get sidetracked.
Yeah, I know. I've met you.
So we should just
Head back inside?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Kind of brush off. Do I smell? I'll sit next to the dumpster.
I smell way worse.
You didn't really answer my question. I'm gonna stop at the bathroom first.
I love the fact that you guys
Wynn-
are such like a train wreck.
Wynn just shoves her face into your pit.
Is it okay? Does it smell alright?
Ah, good, not great.
Do you want me to... You don't care, though.
No,
Okay.
I don't.
Right. I'd check myself, but, I feel like your own brand is kind of... It doesn't matter.
You get immune to your own brand, yeah.
Yeah. I just really hope my own brand is not garbage.
It is not currently garbage. It is garbage adjacent.
We'll, walk and talking as we're doing this. Actually, I think I'm going to go to the bathroom first. I'm just going to... This place is really nice. They have to have one of those, you know how they have a basket that has, cologne and stuff in it?
If they don't have that, potpourri will do the trick.
Yeah, okay. That's really... Yeah,
I think I'm going to move back to the crowd.
The door swings open as the two of you are on your way in.
Wynn pantomiming, rubbing under her armpit.
And
Yeah,
Neil, Primogen Nix, goes walking by, accompanied by Mr. Dashwood, and you start getting all the wrong, anxious feelings thrust by being within 10 feet of her.
Okay.
Easy, buddy. Spend a blood, take a breath.
Primogen, how are... Everything going okay?
I'm well, thank you.
Great. Okay.
Enjoy your evening.
Mr. Dashwood, I don't smell like garbage, do I?
So it depends on what sort of garbage you're thinking of.
That kind. I just pointed at the dumpster.
Not that kind.
Okay, that's a relief.
Enjoy your evening, Neil.
Yep. Have a good night, everybody.
We're going to leave early.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I'm gonna stick around. I'll represent, right? Okay. I'm getting real nervous.
Do not give the impression that you speak for us.
Am I sweating? I feel like I'm sweating.
No, you're not
I haven't sweated in 30 years. Am I sweating?
No, you're fine.
Okay, I'm gonna go inside.
I kind
Have
of
a great night.
Put an arm around his back and kind of encourage him to start walking.
Whew, I feel hot. Is it
Enjoy
hot?
the evening, Ms. Wynn. I saw what you did there to Seneschal Reese. He's a very dangerous individual.
I'm aware. Thank you, though.
It's very brave of you.
Brave and or stupid. Probably both.
Probably.
Suffice to say, it was worth it to me.
A word of advice. If you possess your gift, do not squander it.
Understood.
He turns and goes walking away, accompanying Primogen Nix, who simply wanders off into the night.
After they get about a block away, Neil starts to calm down. What were we talking about?
The group of you are waiting back on the couches. Elsa Linden eventually meanders her way back in. She makes physical contact with you, Britta. Her hand, while a little cold to the touch, there's something comforting about her presence. And she then moves on. That's when you see two individuals, fresh from their conversation beside a dumpster, wander into the Elysium, and the five of you are again gathered.
Perfect timing.
Yeah? How'd it go?
Well, we talked to Linden, and she got someone to give us a phone call.
Yep.
Wynn holds up a finger. Do we maybe want to take this somewhere?
I mean, to a certain degree, but we should find Shaw. We're
We have
running
to
out of
talk
time.
to Shaw, right? We should do that now.
Okay.
So, suffice it to say that we've been provided information enough to hopefully leverage
Great.
that.
What do you know about property deals?
Where?
Over in the rack?
For who?
Her?
Me?
Pre or post?
Yeah, you a property owner?
I don't remember my
I mean, in
last
theory you
name.
are.
It depends. The rack is a pretty decent place. Property there is worth a decent amount of money and such, even for non-kindred.
This old cafe closed a couple of months ago. There's some real estate deals in the paper and stuff. Plus, she's a Capricorn.
Are we really talking about real estate right now?
Do you want to know where she comes from or not?
He's had insights before.
Fine.
But
It doesn't have to. This is a tomorrow night thing. I just want to make sure that this is...
yes, I do know something, or I can find something out.
Okay.
How about Miles tells us about what he actually learned on the phone call?
Well, we probably cannot talk about that here.
Hence the suggestion.
Right, but we need to move towards Shaw, and basically suffice.
Okay, well then let's have a conversation with Shaw.
Right. Do you know where he is?
I look around. He's got to be under a mask, but does he usually use the same one?
There's a space Shaw usually likes to hang out in, and there's a location, doesn't really have very much in the way of exhibits, but there's a lot of tables, and he tends to have a little bit of a following with him where he goes. Kind of like Elsa Linden, but it's usually the more rowdy crowd that's drawn to him.
Here's another good question. Is Fester hanging out nearby? Because he's probably going to be near Shaw.
You definitely see Fester skulking about.
We
He seems to be paying close attention to all the little conversations happening around him, but seemingly minding his own business. You know better.
Yeah. There's Fester, which means the circle, the epicenter of that little chaos circle there. That's our man. That's Shaw.
You're gonna have to trust me with this, so that we're not talking about it there. So we'll get there. We'll have the conversation, and I will use the leverage at the appropriate time.
So, just as a general thing, if we're going to go talk to Shaw, do you guys know the reason that he likes me?
But you're probably going to lead this off.
I don't flinch when I talk to him. Okay? Just it's sort of a mutual respect thing. Don't flinch when you look at him.
Why would you flinch?
Reasons.
Not everybody is blessed with a nice looking face.
Sometimes the turning does things to people.
But if we're lucky, he will, keep his party face on. But in case he drops it, and suddenly you're looking at the boogeyman, don't flinch.
The turning does things to your appearance, like it made Elsa and everything she was wearing so beautiful.
No, I think that's just her. We're gonna start walking over.
I mean, the turning had some influence upon it, but that's a tomorrow night thing.
Some folks actually look like monsters.
Refreshingly honest, if you ask me.
Disfigured.
Fester heads over to you guys.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, that thing.
There's a rumor going around about something about a phone call. Somebody mentioned a phone call. Somebody got a phone call.
Oh, we need to talk to Shaw, man.
Shit. Yeah. Okay.
Preferably alone.
Alone. you're not getting a conversation with Shaw alone. But I can definitely get you a conversation with Shaw.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, it's about the thing.
The thing?
Come on.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No problem at all. Why don't you guys come along with me?
Who are we talking to?
Hey, Shaw. He kind of leads you on, and there's just this crowd of vicious thugs. A lot of the rest of the Elysium, it's people kind of dressed very, very nice, very dapper. They tend to be soft-spoken while they communicate with each other, whispering and smiling, and it's all very seductive and alluring. Over here, it's not. Over here, it's a lot of strong-jawed, mean-looking individuals. A lot of them, honestly, kind of a little like Johnny. Johnny, you recognize a handful of your clanmates here, all gathered and very happy to stand in the shadow of an individual who is not like any of the others you've met so far. Britta, he doesn't look human. Kind of comfortable sitting in the shadow, smoking inside, and completely irreverent of his surroundings is an individual in a pinstripe suit. He's got a nice collar. You can smell the scent of cigarettes, cigars, whiskey coming from him. But his skin looks like it's charred, almost black. There are entire sections where you can kind of see the tendons that move and allow for him to speak. And he looks up from his seat and smiles at you with rows of teeth akin to that of a shark. Well, aren't you on time?
Hi, Shaw. Hi.
Hi, Neil.
How's it going? Looking good. No party face today? Just...
This is my party face.
You're funny. You're a funny dude. You're a funny guy.
Is this Britta?
Yeah, this is Britta.
Come closer.
Britta nods and she unconsciously wraps her kind of arm around herself, but...
It's gonna need to be alarmed. I'm like a town hero.
He's gonna do a jump scare.
She comes closer as he asks.
Don't worry, no jump scares.
Uh-oh.
I like you, Britta.
You're shot?
It's terrible what happened to that girl in that alley, though. She didn't deserve that.
No, she didn't.
But who does? But this does mean you've got a taste for it, kid.
A taste for it?
And like, once you kill, it's only a matter of time before it happens again. But that's okay. There's a place in our society for those who do the killing. And I think you're gonna fit right in. Ain't that right, Johnny? He's gonna fit right in.
You got some interesting opinions, Shaw. How about you keep them to yourself?
It's wisdom. Young Lick, you can benefit from it too.
That's what we're here to talk about. Her making it to tomorrow.
Well, I'd love to help, but you know how this society works. I scratch your back, you scratch mine.
So what are you looking for?
There isn't very much I need. But my boys here, they need friends too. And you seem like a sweet girl.
Britta is making eye contact. She's very doggedly, not looking away and maintaining as much of a straight face as...
Roll courage.
Roll courage?
Yeah. I'm gonna call that a diff 8. This is the first time you are in the presence of a Nosferatu.
Oh no, I agree. I've been holding these dice. 1 success.
You manage to meet his pale yellow eyes. You'll fit right in.
If I can make it to tomorrow, yes.
It's true. His grace is finicky when it comes to unknowns. They frighten him. He's afraid of shadows, Unlife can be difficult. Mr. Rowlands has been through quite a bit.
That's true, but you
Ever
seem
since the fathers of Set became riled up, everything's dangerous these days, huh? Well, Miles,
Yes.
I would love to bet on you, but that doesn't seem to have done the prince any good. So, why should I?
Mainly because of your talks.
I have lots of talks.
Talking to people outside the domain. Your investigations.
The hell are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about. Do you want me to keep going? Or do you want to make this more private?
I am so intrigued. Your willingness to play the jihad. All right, let's play. He motions to some of the other guys. Go for a walk. Go find Johnny's balls. And they kind of nod and snicker. One of them gives a light shoulder bump to Johnny. Doesn't quite push Johnny's shoulders as much as the guy thought he was gonna, but kind of plays it off and keeps walking. Let's hear him, Miles.
So here's this. You can make her live, but not under your accounting.
Under whose then? Who's gonna teach her about unlife? Show her the ropes?
If nobody else will, I will.
I see. Miles here isn't exactly a paragon of good decisions. He's drawn the eye of an entire clan of very dangerous individuals. If you go with him, they're gonna use you as a means of getting to him. You don't want to get wrapped up in all of that so soon. Miles, what are you doing to the kid?
Some things are more preferable than others. I mean, you just did place her in the circle of your friends.
They're a good circle of friends. Most of them are Johnny's clanmates.
Regardless, that's what we're offering.
You haven't offered anything. Are you saying that this hypothetical investigation, these hypothetical conversations with people outside the domain, that's going to go away? Is that what you're saying to me right now, Miles?
It won't come to light.
And I got you? Your trust on that? You promising me?
Of course.
All right. I'll tell you what. You mind your own fucking business on that subject. And you stay out of it. And I mean you stay way the fuck out of it. And maybe, I don't feed your friend Britta here to my fucking gators. You understand me?
Is that an agreement to what I was saying, or are you just being threatened?
It's an agreement to what you were saying, Miles.
Okay. I wanted to be clear.
We're crystal clear. But I gotta warn you. The blackmail game, that's not a game you walk away from. You're in it now. You get me?
I understand.
I hope your coterie understands. Because if you're in, they're in.
That's up to them at this point.
No, it's not. You made the move, Miles. They're in. That's the fucking point of what I'm saying to you.
I get you.
Well, Britta, it's unfortunate that you'll be wasting your nights with this schmuck, however many you get before the Setites kill you. But a deal's a deal. I'll be making sure you're under his accounting.
Britta, holding to her courage, and somewhat of a poker face, but holding to it, maintains the same eye contact that she's had the whole time, and nods, a little too sharply, maybe.
One more thing, Britta.
Yes?
Between me and you and your pal Shaw. Who made that phone call?
Sure.
You...
I didn't bring this girl over here so you could get into her face. I brought her over here so that you were very clear about who we were talking about.
Johnny,
Now that you've made a deal with Miles...
She's only begun to understand who she's
You got
fucking
plenty of
talking
fucking
to.
teeth for me to knock out.
Johnny.
Touch
So-
one. You know how this goes.
I might just make myself a necklace.
Johnny.
Happy
And
New
you can
Year,
wear it in
guys.
the sewers.
Huh?
My pet.
Right?
Johnny.
Come on.
I want to answer the question. You're the one who said I'm in this, right?
Yeah, I did.
And if I'm going to be under this accounting, well, I'm in it too.
So what's the answer?
That I'm not going to answer.
Well, welcome to the game, kid. I think you're going to have a little bit of fun.
Maybe.
Maybe not for a long time, but a little bit of fun. His Grace will be calling court soon. I'm going to make some arrangements, so long as she doesn't completely fuck up the conversation with His Grace.
She'll be ready.
So long as she doesn't completely fuck up. She'll be under your accounting, Miles.
Sounds like we have a deal.
We have a deal.
Good doing business with you, Shaw.
Same. I look forward to the next time.
Hopefully not for a while. I'll just walk away.
Should we just enjoy? As everybody's starting to walk away, I'm going to lean up just sort of across the table and just point and hey, Sean, thanks for taking the time, man. Thanks for...
Always good to see
really
you.
appreciate it.
It was a good time.
Yeah, no, it's... Everybody's learning, right? Everybody's learning.
Once they're walking
Bye,
away,
Shaw.
Wynn turns to Britta and kind of gives her a wink. Like, you did good.
As soon as they're out of, like, what Britta thinks is range, which, her range is her understanding of what range is a little off between not understanding what she is, but also her aspects. She might land square on the middle. Just...
Hey, that was good. You didn't flinch.
I didn't flinch.
That was real good.
Good. That's the same thing you kind of need to remember with the prince, too.
He doesn't have as many teeth.
And,
Okay.
Well, same amount, they just look different.
okay. Anyways.
Sorry, I've counted.
So,
This is not my surprised face, Neil.
the next and possibly last thing we have to do is you will be going up to the prince.
No. The next thing we have to do is we have to go out and have a cigarette because my blood is up and I am ready to just hit something. So you're all coming with me while I go outside.
Let's go.
Johnny storms off.
Smoke break?
Britta follows Johnny immediately.
Okay, remember not to stray too far.
You guys head outside, and there's a group of kindred gathered underneath the balcony, smoking cloves.
The
Johnny.
true villains of the campaign.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for... It seemed like he wanted to egg you on, though.
Don't thank me yet.
Oh, no, he did.
Thanking me is part of tomorrow night's conversation.
Man, we're deferring a lot to tomorrow, huh?
It's gonna be a big day.
Look, I can understand deferring some of the things that I don't understand tomorrow. That makes sense. I recognize I've got way too many questions to answer, but out of all the things that I can say, maybe I won't have a chance to say thank you. So thank you all.
It's appreciated.
I haven't done shit, but you're welcome.
We don't know what's going to happen next.
Of course. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
There's a pregnant pause between the group, and the door opens. Miles, you immediately recognize Arabella Rowlands. She comes out dressed in a gray suit. She's very, she is fashionable, but a much more conservative style than the likes of Elsa Linden. And she looks to the group of you, particularly pointedly at Britta, young lady. Her Grace is about to call court. Please join us. I trust she has been prepared for this meeting.
She will be by the time we get there.
Very good. Right this way, please. She turns and, with her nose up in the air, begins to lead the group of you inside to His Grace.
Path of Night is an actual play Vampire the Masquerade podcast set in the classic world of darkness. Britta, the unknown new embrace, was played by Rebecca Steigelfest. Johnny Saxon the Bruja was played by Garrett Gabbey. Miles Davenport the Ventrue was played by Tim Davis. Neil Foster the Malkavian was played by Rob Muirhead. Wynn Cabot the Gangrel was played by Erika Webb. Your storyteller was Lex Lopez. Recording by Rebecca Steigelfest. This episode edited by Rob Muirhead. The music used in this episode was January Grunge Lovefest by Technoax. Visit them online at technoax.com, teknoax.com. Path of Night uses the 20th Anniversary Edition rule set of Vampire the Masquerade with a few limited house rules. Vampire the Masquerade and the Storyteller system are owned by Paradox Interactive. Make sure to subscribe to us on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on Twitter at @PathOfNightPod, on Facebook at facebook.com/PathOfNightPodcast, or email us at pathofnightpodcast@gmail.com. See you next time, Kindred.
I love me some chat rooms.
You, human. I too am human. We should meet.
Britta, you're young, right? I'm worried about Miles. He's really into IRC, and I can't get him offline. He's racking up his phone bill. He's used all his minutes.
What is IRC?
Oh no. Well, I'm gonna go walk into the sun.
Goodbye!
You're not that old.
Oh, Rebecca, why are you so savage?